Hey guys, it's Tuna So Much Fight here. I am doing this a second time because my dumbass tried to record the audio without turning on my headset. So, yay, I'm dumb. Alright, so this is game 4 versus Highborn Elves, Mark Detler. Um, this game was Sunday morning, so I was kind of out of it because I actually didn't drink a lot on Saturday night, surprisingly. But yeah, game is called, or the scenario is called Bloody Woody Haze. Follows classic deployment, and basically the special rules are there's a force in the center of the table, equidistant from both sides of the deployment. Any unit entering, even partially, into the forest has something called irresistible frenzy. What this is the unit gains frenzy and must declare a charge versus the nearest enemy. They can't try and restrain or anything. But once they leave the wood entirely, they lose the frenzy effect. Scoring units partially in the woods give you 250 victory points. Scoring units entirely in the woods give you 400 victory points. Bonus points is +2 for controlling the wood and no one else does. And then +1 for connecting with an irresistible frenzy charge. Let's see. So I basically put down my entire thing, or my entire list, like I always do, or I did in this entire tournament. But I'm gonna go over my list, and then we'll go over his list, and then we're gonna get into the fluffiness, and then into the battle report. So my list is the same if you've seen any of my other reports, but I'm still gonna go through it just to get it out there. I have my General Lord of Change, Spear of Gagnir, Bluffer's Helm, Duststone, Potion of Swiftness, and Waste Hardened Skin. Strength 6, Lethal Strike with the additional AP1, so I think it's AP4. And then I have a 1-up armor save with a reroll. And the Bluffer's Helm obviously makes them reroll any successful wounds. Harbinger of Change with Sword of Strength, Hardened Shield, Talisman of Greater Shielding, Banner of Courage, and Third Eye, so he's got a 2-up, 4-up. And he is my BSB. Then I have a Wrath Priest with the Crown of Scorn and no other equipment. I then have a Barbarian Chief, Screaming Swords, Ring of Fire, 23 Wasteland Warriors of Change, Sword and Board with full command. Then 25 Lust Barbarians with paired weapons and throwing weapons, which I do not recommend the throwing weapons at all on them because they suck so bad. Then I have 14 Chosen of Wrath with paired weapons and Standard Bearer and Champion. Then I have a unit of 6 Warhounds and then 2 units of 5 Warhounds. Then I have 10 Lust Chosen with Halberds, 1 Lusty Chariot, 1 True Chaos Chariot, and then Elder Dragon Centaur with paired weapons and light armor, so he's got a 3-up, and then 6 attacks at Strength 6, which the stat line is amazing, but every time I've used him, he kind of sucks balls. So, yeah. Anyways, Giant of Lust, a lusty giant, into Mark's Highborn Elves list. Has generals the Archmage with Asfad Scholar Prince, level 3 with Path of White Magic, and then he's got Ring of Fire and Dispel Scroll. Then his BSB is a commander with Longbow, Dragonforged Armor, Horse with Mount's Protection, 5-up, Flaming Lance, Hardened Shield, Lucky Charm, and War Banner of Rima. Then Highborn Lancers, he's got 11 of them with Lance, Heavy Armor, Mount's Protection, 5-up, Shield, Banner Speed, and Full Command. Then he has 25 Sea Guard with Bows, Light Armor, Shields, and Full Command. Then he has 3 units of 14 Swordmasters, all with Standard Bearers. One has the Banner of Courage, one has the Gleaming Icon, and the other one doesn't have a Magic Standard. Then he has 2 Reaver Chariots, 2 Lion Chariots, 10 Queen's Guard with longbow, moonlight arrows, light armor, and standard musician with banner of becalming. Then 10 more Queen's Guard with longbow, moonlight arrows, light armor, standard musician, and 2 Sea Guard Reaper bolt throwers. But they don't have the upgrade for the multi-shot, I don't think. So that's that. Here comes the fluff, and we'll get right into the battle report. The battle report, and hopefully I can adjust the volume so that it doesn't go from me talking like this to like the screaming of the actual recording part. So bear with me. After Tunark's nightmare of a vision from the god of wrath, he called an emergency council meeting with his brother and their chieftains. Part of his vision seemed to point to a forest. The roots were choked with skulls, and they fed off an ever-flowing surplus of blood. Warriors who happened to cross this bloodwood found themselves thrown into a fit of rage, attacking all around them, friend and foe alike. They sent scouts out looking for the forest in Tunark's vision. A lone scout returned, caked in blood. He reported its location to his lord, and proceeded to carve his guts out onto the floor, bleeding out at Jeren's feet. The brothers knew this was the will of the gods. They traveled beyond the outskirts of the forest. From there they sent a small raiding party of horsemen to instigate a fight with some of the local elven militia. The ploy worked, and as the elven host was in tow, the horsemen rejoined the brothers' host. The time for bloodshed was upon them. The forest would be quenched that day by the blood of men and elves alike.
Deployment, bolt thrower, lion chariot, swordmasters, lion chariot, reaper chariot, sisters with archmage, then 25 Lothern Sea Guard, more swordmasters, more sisters, big ass bus with BSB in there, and the movement banner, another reaper chariot, and the bolt thrower. And then my side, dogs, chariot, lust chariot, warriors with general BSB, Wrath Chosen with Wrath Priest, fucking Lust Barbarians, True Chaos Chariot, Lust Chosen, Giant, and Sheoth. So I dropped everything, so I go first. So off to top of one. Like all this. 5 diced fireball on him. It blew up. Actually, no, it didn't blow up because you dispelled it.
I dispelled it.
So I got a 23, and you got a 23 exactly. So it didn't blow up, but it didn't do what it was supposed to do. So it's off to bottom of 1. They charged and killed all but 1 dog. They charged, wiped out the dogs, obviously. Movement like such. Right here. Magic, you did. Is it you?
I got a 5 ward save.
5 ward save on them.
Shield token.
And the shield token on them. And then shooting, missed. I think you killed like a handful of those guys. And now it is top of 2. Charged this guy into the chariot along with the chosen. Broke him, ran him down, reformed there. Passed panic test for the bolt thrower. Beat him, overran on top of where that dice is, and passed his panic. These guys moved up, took like 2 guys off of there with shooting. He dispelled my fireball again, and that's it. So bottom of 2. But I don't remember if I recorded or not, but on your turn you charged here. 1 combat, and he fled off the table like a bitch. He killed the bolt thrower. They failed to charge to the Sea Guard. Dogs got wiped out there from their charge and stuff. This combat was bloody as hell, like I figured it would be. These guys won and let them go. Those guys are good. That chariot's facing that way, and my barbarians got wiped off 2-man. So it's top of 3, or bottom of 3. Sorry. That unit got shot off. Those guys moved over there. No charges. Did you rally them? I don't think you did. Other than that, it is off to top 4. It was a push. He reformed. They charged and failed. He charged in here and lost combat but stuck. Failed charge. Charged the bolt thrower and overended them. And it is the last turn because we're about to run out of time. Turn kind of ended. Wash here, or he did 1 wound there. Nothing here. Over here, I did 1 wound for impact hits, and now it's dice down. So add it up. I think he gets the 2 battle points for that, and we'll see how much points we have.
The forest lived up to its reputation. The warriors on both sides reveled in the slaughter, the chosen of wrath most of all. Led by their priest, they charged into the forest, slaughtering their fellow barbarians as they lay writhing in a rage-filled orgy. Hurtling the dead, they fell upon the elven sword masters with reckless abandon. Only their priest made it out the other side, arrow shafts peppering his armor. He charged out of the forest directly into the surprised mage and her bodyguard. He set upon them like a wolf on a flock of lambs. The priest of wrath leapt upon the mage before her guard could react, ripping her throat out with his teeth and swinging wildly as he was taken down by a swath of elves. The brothers, seeing that their priest and his chosen had sated their god, pulled back and made their way to their ships. The god of wrath was pleased. For now. Alright, so, yes, I know the game ended on turn 4, so I'm making up what happened. So, my Wrath Priest killed their general, in my mind. Anyways, this game, for me, I haven't played Highborn Elves much, and there's a lot of rules questions that I kept asking, and then the fact that he had so much shooting, it was just lots of dice rolling. Took a little bit longer than anticipated, but both Mark and I think, played a good game. Him obviously better than I did. You're probably wondering why I had my my barbarian, like my Lust barbarians, fanned out in front of my 2 big blocks. My plan was, originally I didn't think about the fact that the rule for volley fire is they ignored intervening models essentially. So again, part of the reason I need to play more. But essentially they were like a shield wall, or like a body wall for my big unit, my main units. Also, I put them in the forest so that they were close enough to the sword masters that on the next turn they would charge, and they have a reroll to charge, so they're most likely gonna make it into one of them. So he either had to charge them or get charged, and he ended up charging them, getting into the forest, and having to overrun, which I then was able to capitalize on that and charge his 2 swordmaster units. Granted, the Wrath Chosen were pretty much screwed after that because they got completely wrecked. Those damn swordmasters hit so fucking hard. Yes, I know they're toughness 3 and 5 up armor, but still, they hit before everybody, pretty much, with a great weapon. I don't know what my deal is with the fucking EDC, but I cannot roll well for the life of me with him. Like, I am constantly, like my last game, he fucking went in the side of some stupid little freaking bloodletters or whatever, lost the combat by like a small amount, and then fled off the board. Like, seriously, what the fuck? He performed my second game in Buckeye rather well, so I'll give him that. But every other time I've played with him, he has run off the board or done some other dumb bullshit, not becoming of a gigantic elder dragon centaur. So, anyways, yeah, like I said, I'm pretty sure I was fairly exhausted from the weekend. So a lot of, like, my next game, me and the guy I played, Fergus, were both kind of just out of it. This game, it was fairly close, but he did have that the bonus for his unit in the forest, So he got the 2 points for that. So it kind of skewed it a little bit farther away from point-wise for me. But all in all, if I had rolled a little bit better, and I think he had some rolls that were key, like the Shiggoth and his Lion Chariot. Like, I should have won that easy. Then my stupid Giant and his Lion Chariot again. I rolled like crap, and he rolled better. Thankfully, it ended up not completely dying. And I think at one point at the backfield, after my lust chosen and my Giant took out his one chariot, and my lust chosen overran. He moved his general's unit just out of line of sight of them, so I couldn't charge them, because I would have charged right into them and just completely wrecked that Queen's Guard and his general's unit. But he got them far enough away to where they weren't within my line of sight, which, if we had gone one more turn, in the end, I may have actually killed him with my Wrath Priest, because he moved him close enough to where my Wrath Priest could charge in. I believe he either shot enough of that unit to take them down, or when I charged his general's unit, the Queen's Guard, he stood and shot and took out the remainder, like, rank and file. I can't remember exactly. But yeah, then my Lust Chosen failed like a double charge, or two charges pretty much, to get to his Sea Guard, which I guess I should have just moved them. Now, hindsight, obviously 2020, but anyways, yeah, I will be trying to get the next report done by Friday, or on Friday rather. We'll see. I still have a little bit of painting to do for Colonial Carnage, which is next week, or next weekend rather. That on the 26th or 27th, 28th. So that's going to be fun. I think I finalized my list for that. Seems this is a week away. You would hope I'd have my list finalized, but you know how I roll. Anyways, sorry it's taking me so long, but thanks for coming back and watching, and see you on the next one.